Now, the Food and Drugs Authority is yet to make public details of their investigative report on the deaths of 6 people who ate banku at Akapokope in the Volta region. Reasons accounting for the delay is not immediately known, but pressure is already mounting on the regulator to make these findings known. The Consumer Advocacy Center is one of those groups demanding answers from the FDA to make public that result. I have one of them who will be joining me over the telephone. But before that, here is a report looking back at how it all started.
This month, JoyNews reported an incident at Akapokope in the Volta region where some 4 persons died after consuming the popular banku and okra soup. The names of the deceased were given as Peace Akapo, 35, Elias Akapo, 14, Comfort Ayi, 40, and Patience Kwauvi, 10. According to reports, the victims belong to 2 families that coincidentally ate the same meal. A resident of Akapokope told JoyNews that the deceased complained about stomach upset after consuming the meal. The incident happened on Thursday, and so at dawn on Friday, they were all transported to the district hospital in Tsugakope. Doctors attended to them, but unfortunately, 4 of them passed away.
About 60 residents of Akapokope are seated under a tree at the home of one of the people who died. The once lively community has been thrown into a state of mourning. The wife and son of the corn mill operator who prepared the corn flour died on Saturday. The corn mill operator himself is in a critical condition at the Tsugakope District Hospital. A 40-year-old woman who bought the corn flour also died with a 10-year-old daughter. 4 other people who ate the banku are in a critical condition. Here at the hospital, I've met Mama Awo. Her daughter and granddaughter died after eating the banku. She told me in Eve, they just ate the banku. They complained of stomach ache the following day. I gave them a painkiller. They were later rushed to the hospital, but they died. I've hidden the rest of the corn flour for it to be tested, she said, as tears begin to form in her eyes.
The following day, the death toll had risen to 6. The South Tong District Chief Executive, Emmanuel Louis Agama, says the District Security Council still does not know the cause of death of 6 people who perished after eating a corn flour meal at Akapokope in the Volta region. He says pathologists are working to find out the cause of death, as samples of the corn flour used in making the popular dish, banku, have also been sent to the Noguchi Memorial Institute for testing. Of the 6 people who died after consuming the meal is the wife of the operator of the corn mill, as well as 2 of their children. Meanwhile, some family members have hinted that they will resort to consulting the gods in the area on what exactly is the cause of the death. Here is the head of family of the corn mill operator.
If really the result came that it is from the corn flour which has been poisoned, then we have to take all means to get who has done that. Yes. We have to consult. Either we go back to the tradition, to consult the gods, I may say it, to consult the gods. And,
for the gods to do it.
And automatically the gods will reveal who has done it. Yes.
Are the gods able to do that?
Oh, exactly. I believe it.
They don't have CCTV cameras, do they?
No, at all.
So how would they be able to?
Oh, they will show us signs, and within the signs we can get it is Kojo or Ablan who has done it. Yes. And if it comes through, all the people will be marched to the God side for purification. But now, what happened now, the police cannot dictate that it is this person. Even if the person is taken to court, the court will not going to be agree on what has taken place.
Residents of Akapokope continue to live in fear, not knowing the actual cause of death of the 6 people.
Not knowing the cause of death, and that is why a group the Consumer Advocacy Center are calling on some sort of alert from the Food and Drugs Authority. Professor Goski Alabi is president of the center. Ma'am, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. But you're calling for an alert from the FDA. Is an alert at this point really necessary when they have not yet established that the samples that they took actually contained any sort of poison?
Yes, indeed, an alert is very important. Thank you very much, Kitty. First of all, this is a food safety issue, and it requires a rapid response. And so even if they have taken samples to the laboratory for testing, one would expect that they would communicate to the general public that what happened probably is not widespread. What happened probably they're taking steps to undertake what we call, say, a food safety traceability audit. They could have done a traceability audit by now, while they are also waiting for the report from the lab to indicate that certain things could be ruled out. For example, the corn meal. Is it that the thing happened at the corn meal? Is it that it's possible that the maize could have been contaminated? Is it that it's possible that probably somebody might have, for example, packed a certain leaf or might have packed something that might have been poisonous and unknowingly kneading or mixing the flour or the dough might have introduced that contamination, and this might have happened. Okay. How many people were affected? Where did those people get the corn dough from? Did they all get the corn dough from the same point, or they got the corn dough from different points?
Right.
So there are quite a number of things that would be put out there. What the consumers need and what the consumers have right to is the right to information.
Right.
Right now, there are lots of speculation, and we are not having information from the right source.
Right. Finally, let me find out from you, because the FDA, we spoke to them. I wanted them to respond to the concerns that you have raised. They tell us that they're not responding, as in they're not talking to us now, because in a few minutes they're going to be releasing a statement. Will that suffice?
Well, that in the meantime will suffice, depending on the content of whatever they release out there. But the important thing is the fact that Ghanaians were looking up to them to have spoken, so that people would be assured that something was being done.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor Goski Alabi. Yes. She is the president of the Consumer Advocacy Center, the local chapter of Consumer International there.